Harry Thompson round out row number 3. Linus Henson and Dylan LaHaye, who is the 2019 BNL Karting Series Senior Road Tax Champion. That's row 4. Patrick Rundqvist and Maurice Schuring, that's the top 10. Vincent van Kerkhoven and Arthur Roche round out row number 6. Followed by Jules Castro, who I remember as a junior last year. Oscar Hall from the UK on the outside of row number 7. Ahead of Germany's Fabian Bock and Harley Horton from Great Britain. That's row number 8. Danny van Dijk from the Netherlands and Lars Zanen from Belgium. That's row number 9 with the sole Turkish competitor, Ehad Turka himself, with a big thank you to Nazmina for the Turkish Delight chocolates last night. They will be well enjoyed at some point in the not too distant future. Then we'll have Senna Behetz rounding out the top 20. Yep, a shout out from Cara Higgins. Good luck to Matt in 375. I'm sure he's going to do you proud, Cara. And then we've got Lukas Scherbinskas. We've got Flint Schuring and Yash Ramajankan on row 11. Lukas Scherbinskas and Jeff Machiels rounding out the top 12 rows with Cornelia Olkuka and Bradley Barrett, who starts from the 26th and final position after an amendment to the results yesterday evening. But I know the calibre of Bradley. He has showcased that he can fight through the field as well as lead at the top at the sharp end. So we'll see how the Brit gets on. So Butcher, Higgins, Leistra, Clinton, Bilou, Thompson, Henson, LaHaye, Rundqvist and Schuring, Maurice Schuring. That is your top 10. 7 minutes set on the timer as we are about to welcome Senior Road Tax to the BNL kickoff. They come round the final corner. Into the tram lines we go. The revs on the Road Tax racing engines roar into life. We go, lights out. Higgins trying to keep it planted on the outside as Leistra tries to force his way through. And it's side by side nearly for second position as Higgins now gets the lead through turn 3. He was allowed to use the runoff on that particular point on the first lap, as there is a lot of action happening towards the back part of the top 15. So already, just by having a quick look at the start, what I found was that Butcher had it planted on the inside, Higgins to the outside, Leistra behind Butcher, and Leistra was trying to force his way through into the lead, but then Higgins just used a little bit of that runoff error, which gave him the purchase he needed, but Butcher hot on the heels. As we've then got Teddy Clinton just behind by about 3 kart lengths going into turn 10 for the first time. Ramjankan drops into 21st. Harley Horton up to 15th. Patrick Rundqvist and Linus Henson 7th and 6th respectively. As now there has been a few changes here. Several are dropping down. One of them is Dylan LaHaye, apparently. He's all the way down into around about sort of 21st position. And Lukas Scherbinskas is right at the back part of the field and hasn't even made it through, I think. I'm just keeping an eye, and there is Scherbinskas with that sort of Volkswagen Polo Harlequinesque colour scheme there. So in many respects, now let's have a look at the replay here. Oh, now there was a collision between the pair, and someone has got a front Nassau out of place. Oh, Bradley Barrett has to whack on the anchors going through into turn 6. Now, Bradley Barrett is up into P20 despite having to take significant avoiding action right then. So Higgins now leads. Leistra now into second. Butcher being pressurised by Clinton, who goes up the inside of his countryman through into turn 2. And now it is starting to concertina. Thompson now on the back bumper of Butcher. And it is a 3-way scrap between the Brits for 3rd place. Butcher returns the favour. And Thompson goes up the inside of the pair of them. He's side by side with Butcher. Down into turn 7. Clinton on the inside forces Butcher wide. And right behind them is Patrick Rundqvist. Maurice Schuring is now in the mix from JJ Racing. And then you've got the 2 Frenchmen of Anthony Boulou and Arthur Roche clearly in the mix. And it's side by side between the 2 Frenchmen heading into turn 10. Oh, this could get dicey. As neatly negotiated there. As Bilou was ahead of Roche. Roche tried to go up the inside and goes up the inside through turn 12. And Thompson now is going to start charging forward. He's now got past Clinton and Butcher. He's got it stuck. Schuring goes up the inside of Rundqvist for P6 through turn 2. Nicely done by the other brother of the brother of Flint, Schuring, who now both run in seniors. So I've now got to start keeping my eyes on the lap time deltas, because Higgins and Lystra have got a gap over Thompson. The gap between Lystra and Higgins, who is leading at the minute. Now Higgins has got a, was a 0.3 of a second advantage, as there's some nice overtaking. That was behind Rundqvist, so that could be that Roche has got up the... that's Rundqvist going past Schuring, so they're swapping positions for P6. And at the minute, Higgins now continues to lead. We head on to lap number 5, 3 minutes and 14 plus an additional lap left to go of this race, and Higgins now being pressurised by Lystra as Teddy Clinton has got past Harry Thompson for third place. Butcher still waiting in the wings as Sherbinskas still circulating as Thompson switches it back up the inside of Clinton. Butcher going side by side with the Dan Holland Racing driver and takes the place. That's P4 in turn 7, so nicely timed there by Butcher, using the slipstream to absolute perfection. And you can just see the amount of drivers that are using the slipstream, and then I look back to where we have got Jules Castro, and there is a swarm of colour, and there's quite a few GKS Lemons Power drivers intermixed with that, and someone who's gone very wide is Fabian Bock from Germany. Oh, the 320 of Harley Horton nearly comes a cropper on the approach into turn number 12. And you can, and I've just seen that Fabian Bock has just said to Dylan LaHaye, come on, get on with it. Let's move forward. Let's stop scrapping. And it's 3 wide, and someone's gone very wide off the runoff area, off of turn number 2. That was a GKS coloured driver, but in terms of delivery, but I could not see who that actually was. But Higgins holding on at the minute from Lystra for the lead of the race. They have absolutely cantered away from those battling over P3, which is currently being led by Thompson. Butcher in 4th place. Then you've got Teddy Clinton, and coming with them is Sweden's Patrick Rundqvist. So Rundqvist definitely looking very, very optimistic of a potential top 5 finish. As we have a mechanical black flag, and it goes to Anthony Boulou from France. The 307 gets the mechanical black flag. That is now going to promote the likes of Schuring, Castro. So as we've had quite a few other changes along with that. But in the meantime, Harry Thompson has got away. He's got away from Teddy Clinton, who is now coming under the dual KR Sports salvo of both Butcher and Rundqvist, as Butcher bump drafts going into turn 7. We're fast running out of time as, again, the 307 of Anthony Boulou, currently circulating in 9th, will have 2 more laps to park the kart. That is it. The Frenchman's drive in this race is over and done with, unfortunately. So it's about 2 to 3 kart lengths between Higgins and Lystra. It was 0.3 of a second last time around. Lystra's trimmed the gap, I would say, by nearly 0.5 of a second. Thompson still holding station in 3rd. Clinton holding off both Butcher and Rundqvist. Then we've got Castro Van Dyke. We've got Maurice Schuring, Dylan LaHaye, Artur Hosch, Oscar Hall, Yash Ramajankan, Jeff Machiels and Fabian Bock rounding out the top 15 positions. Bradley Barrett all the way up into 17th, having started from 26th place. As Boulou has now parked it. Lukas Sherbinskas has unfortunately called it a day on this particular heat, so the German will have 1 more heat to contend in. As we have had the timer expired, the last lap board will be first seen by Dan Holland Racing's number 375, the Welsh wonder that is Mr. Matthew Higgins, followed by Bouvin Power's Luca Lystra, then Harry Thompson from SP Motorsport. Then it's Teddy Clinton, Sean Butcher, Patrick Rundqvist, Jules Castro, Danny Van Dyke, Maurice Schuring, Dylan LaHaye, Artur Hosch. Yashram Jankan has got past Oscar Hall for 12th place. But the battle, I fear, is not over yet, as it's nearly 3 abreast. Oh, that was close. Bradley Barrett was actually the one that profited from that slightly. So Barrett now, I think, might be up into as high as 15th position on that particular occasion. So the leaders now come through, turn 9 for the final time as there is more argy-bargy, and it's happening from 4th downwards, up down to 6th place. And then you've got the battle behind from 7th to 10th, which looks like that Dylan LaHaye is looking to get past Maurice Schuring, but the checkered flag, and what a way to start his senior road tax debut weekend. Matthew Higgins wins at karting Genk in senior road tax heat 1 ahead of Bouvin Power's Luca Lystra. 2 Brits in the top 3, thanks to Harry Thompson from SP Motorsport. Teddy Clinton hung on right until the checkered flag to finish P4, ahead of Sean Butcher and Patrick Rundquist, making it 2 KR Sport drivers in the top 6 positions. Danny Van Dyke, 7th. Maurice Schuring, Jules Castro and Dylan LaHaye round out the top 10 positions. Arthur Hosch, 11th, ahead of the Netherlands' very own Yashrama Jankan. Oscar Hall from Great Britain was 13th. Jeff Mahiels and Germany's Fabian Bock ran out the top 15 positions. Vincent van Kerkhoffen, 16th, ahead of Linus Hensen. Bradley Barrett having to, I think, fight not just what happened yesterday evening in qualifying, but also having to take decisive avoiding action at turn 6 earlier on in the race to finish P18. Ahead of Ehad Turka from Turkey and also Lars Zaynen from Belgium rounding up the top 20. Flint Schuring in 21st. Senna Behetz from Belgium in 22nd. Harley Horton in 23rd. Cornelia Olkuka from Poland and Lukas Scherbinskas being the last of the classified finishers, with Anthony Boulou unfortunately having to park it 3 laps before the end. But what a debut. Now we've had a 5-second time penalty issued, and that is for the 3:02 of Senna Behetz for using the runoff area. But there we go. Matthew Higgins on senior road tax debut in Europe takes the win.